Yeah, the Aces dynasty is finito. It is finito in its current form. I was looking at this and I had other videos planned for today, but in its current form, the way it was with Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young, in fairness, you can argue in its current form it was gone without Kelsey Plum, but like Angel Wilson immediately is being signed to a $1.4 million Supermax. She is being signed to, 20% of the cap? And you better believe, unless one of Chelsea Gray or Jackie Young are willing to take a big pay cut, because someone out there is going to be willing to give Chelsea Gray the Supermax, whether it be a Dallas, whether it be a Washington, a team that needs a vet is going to do it. And I'm like rightfully so. A team that's led by people on rookie deals will give Chelsea Gray Supermax. Jackie Young might get Supermax. But right now, already, we have heard that Angel Wilson will be signed to a Supermax. The answer, of course, is this a surprise? Is obviously, well, duh. But a lot of the discourse around this whole situation has been about the players willing to take pay cuts. There's been a lot of discourse around potentially Aces players, potentially Liberty players, potentially Fever players ready to take pay cuts. And the reality is, from this article from Callie Finn, already Angel Wilson's going to get her Supermax. And by the way, 4 MVPs, fucking give her the Supermax. I really don't, obviously it's worth it. It says here she's expected to re-sign on a Supermax. How many years is this for? Because it's not just you're not just going to start seeing 1 year deal after 1 year deal after 1 year deal. If she signs for a 3 to 4 year Supermax, maybe they find some way of working it. But if they want to keep their big three, they can't afford anyone. They're going to have to keep, obviously, Aaliyah and I. But they can't afford to keep Nalissa Smith. Whatever you want to say about Nalissa Smith, she was fucking good for them. There were a lot of games she was really good. So you have Nalissa, who is now she's gone. They can't afford her. If they keep, they're either getting rid of Chelsea Gray, who, look, I don't know how much highly I rate Chelsea Gray, but I'm like, it's tough. It's tough to build around 2 Supermax players, and Jackie Young is going to command a Supermax from somebody. She's going to command it from somebody, and then to build out the rest of the roster, you're building at 10 players. If you pay, let's just say you pay a 1.4 million Supermax for Jackie Young as well, you're at 2.8 million of 7 million salary cap. You've got 4.2 million to pay for 10 more players in your roster. For 10 more, so that's 420k each. To pay every single one of them on average below league average. And let's just say you're paying 800k for a player, which is which is way under what Chelsea Gray will command. Someone will give Chelsea Gray the most money just as a veteran presence. One of these young teams, just like you see it in the NBA, teams like the Sixers, JJ Redick is a vet that overpaid to bring him in. Teams always do that. Young teams a lot of the time always do that when they have cap space. But if you're already Aces, who are you getting for around 800k to replace Chelsea Gray that's going to, when it comes down to it, help you win a championship? Because the Aces, in fairness to them, they won a championship because they knew how to be there. I hate to say it, but that's why they won. They won a championship because they knew how to be there. They knew how to be champions. They knew how to win. Because the Phoenix Mercury shit themselves. And the Aces weren't very good, by the way. The Aces nearly lost to Dominique Malonga, who was the best player in the series. They nearly lost the series where Dom Malonga was the best player at 19 years old. And then, by nearly lost, they were down 1, missed the game winner, and then for some reason, Neko Umake forgot to box out, and Jackie Young got a putback, and in the following possession, Dominique Malonga slipped the screen, was wide open for a layup, and Skylar Diggins just shit herself, didn't pass her the ball. So, what is the best case scenario the Aces are going to be able to get, assuming Jackie Young's there? So, again, if they want to give even Chelsea Gray a non-Supermax, let's just say they're going to give Chelsea Gray $1 million, I don't see Chelsea Gray taking a 400k pay cut, but let's just say they pay her $1 million. You're then looking at 3.8 million. You then have 3.2 million for 9 players. You have to basically pay the minimum contract for the rest of your team. And with the way these contracts are, You have Aaliyah Nye, cool. You can't afford Alyssa Smith. What bigs are you getting on a minimum contract? This is a team that doesn't have a GM. This isn't a team that's going to start scouting in Europe. This isn't a team that's going to be creative. This is a team that is going to have to maybe buy low on players. Like maybe you keep bringing Dana Evans back. Are you going to have to try and bring Elena Deladon out of retirement or something like they did with Tiffany Hayes? Like the Aces were an extremely flawed roster as is. Like the Aces were not the best team in the WNBA last year. They were not the second best team in the WNBA last year. They were not the third best team in the WNBA last year. They just won because they knew how to win. But at some point, the talent gap is big. Like if the Lynx were healthy, they don't. If the Lynx were healthy and the Fever were healthy, they don't make the finals. Like they nearly lost. Let's not forget they nearly lost in a game where Kelsey Mitchell literally nearly died out there. Aaliyah Boston got fouled out. I was watching a game where they got a BS free throws. Otherwise, the Fever would have won that game. With Odyssey Sims, I think it was the lineup was, if I'm not mistaken, Odyssey Sims, Shea Petty, KK Timpson, Natasha Howard, and Lexi Hull. I'm looking at that lineup and I'm like, what the actual fuck is this lineup? And this lineup was potentially going to win, nearly got the Aces, knocked the Aces out. And now the Aces have even less flexibility. Like Jewel Lloyd's obviously gone. And whatever about Jewel Lloyd, she was insane in the playoffs. Like Jewel Lloyd was the player who hit the big shots in overtime, who got the offensive rebounds, who made hustle plays. Fair fucks to Jewel Lloyd, even when she struggled shooting. So, like Jewel Lloyd gone, Chelsea Gray probably gone, or you lose Jackie Young. Like, there's ain't no core for Jackie Young. You could lose Jackie Young for nothing. And it's like, you have to make a choice then. Do you want Chelsea Gray or Jackie Young? Because Jewel Lloyd's gone. So what do you have? If you bring the three of them, the rest of your team's on a minimum. You got Chelsea, Jackie, and Aja. And what, Aaliyah Nye has to start? Who are you getting on a minimum? Who are you getting on a minimum to long-term be able to compete? It's why I don't know if the Fever end up keeping Kelsey Mitchell. Like, it is big that Aja Wilson's got the Supermax. Because again, Aja Wilson took slightly under the max in the last cap. But also, the last cap allowed you to get 4 max contract players. You can afford max contract players and still be okay as long as the rest of your team was cheap. Like the 4 max contract players ended up being 50% of the salary cap. 4 max contract players, ended up being about 60% of salary cap. 4 max contract players right now is freaking like nearly the entire thing. It's going to be real hard for the Aces to put it together. And if the Aces, let's just say Jewel Lloyd, which she won't, Jewel Lloyd accepts $500,000 a year, league average, which she won't. Let's say she accepts league average. Then, and you run it back. You can't afford Alyssa Smith. Like, who are you going to have at the 4? Someone on a minimum contract? Your bench entirely on a minimum contract? Like, they might even struggle to afford Kia. No, they won't struggle to afford Kia Stokes. But, like, I think the Aces dynasty looked over last year. They didn't have the talent. This year, they're probably losing one of their big 3, and definitely they're not going to have a big 3 and another star, like, quote-unquote star like Jewel Lloyd. It's going to be really tricky. Really, really tricky for the Aces.